transitioning into election coverage while we wait to hear more, hopefully optimistic news about Senator Ted Kennedy, who was diagnosed today with a malignant brain tumor. In the meantime, a prominent female Democrat is joining the ranks of women who seem to believe something sexist is going on in Obama's campaign. We had a group of Clinton supporters on Studio B yesterday. A spokesperson for this group of women said that that group will not be voting for Obama if he's the Democratic nominee. And Geraldine Ferraro, the former congresswoman and one-time vice presidential candidate herself, the latest to claim Hillary Clinton is getting railroaded because of her gender. Back with us once again is Geraldine Ferraro. You say the campaign is sexist. Can you cite examples?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think, all the surrogates that they had out there from the black journalists, have you read Bob Herbert recently in the past 6 months? There wasn't one column that had anything decent to say about Hillary.
Well, that's more media, though. Is that the campaign?
Well, yeah. Well, if you have conference calls with these people every week, and you give them your message, and they put your message in the paper, that to me is campaign. But I'll go further than that. When and by the way, this is not an issue any longer in this campaign. I've been speaking about sexist behavior in this campaign since December. This is not brand new. It started with the first debate in which she was beaten up, not only by all the candidates on stage, but also by the moderator, Tim Russell. I mean, I was like a lunatic. I know these people for a long time.
Do you think that the media are in the tank for Barack Obama?
I think they've been there for about 6 months.
All the media?
Why? Fox. I have to tell you, I beat up on Sean Hannity because every week he had a thing during the week, on that Sunday Hannity's America, beating up on Hillary. And I said, "Will you cut it out?" And he kept on saying, "Well, you know how I feel." But at least he's honest. He feels it was not sexist. He just doesn't like Hillary Clinton under any circumstances.
Well, that's not a new information.
Yeah, that's a different thing. To me, where it ends up, and especially out of the Obama campaign, from God, I almost did it, Barack Obama himself, comes this comment. For instance, when she had said there were guns in
upon landing.
No, not that so much. And I actually was in Bosnia like a week later, and I'll tell you, there was rifle fire, sniper fire. But this was in Philadelphia, when she said when she was a child she learned to shoot a gun. He said,
Annie Oakley.
It was so annoying. He walked up and down like a comedian on stage with an arrogance you wouldn't believe, and says, "Who does she think she is, Annie Oakley?" What a negative, disrupting, belittling comment.
You see that simply as sexist?
Well, tell me, if it were a man who had said, "I grew up with rifles or guns," would he have said something like that? Would he have compared him to John Wayne? I kind of doubt it. The thing about it is, these all seem like little things. Put them all together and realize what the impact has been on this campaign. And my concern is not so much that he's going to continue. If she's out of the race, there's no more sexism coming out of this campaign. It's an oh-hum, it's over. Well, oh-hum, it's not over. What has to be done is, I'm going to suggest, somehow, maybe in an op-ed piece, that the media get together and pay for a group, independent group, of, maybe the group up in Harvard, to do a study on media. They have a media integrity group, or whatever it is called.
Center for Accuracy in Media?
It's something like that. But they could do
sadly, we have to hit a commercial break, but I want to continue this conversation because, I do want to continue this conversation right after the break, because we don't have a break. I was told we had a break. We had a group of women, a representative for a group of women on with us yesterday, who could not cite examples of sexism within this situation, but insisted that we were rude for asking the particular questions. As a journalist, I'll tell you that it's difficult to know where the new lines are in a new world where we're dealing with accusations of sexism and accusations of racism, and doesn't that leave so many of it just on pins and needles? And maybe that's the reason some have believed that the media are in the tank for Obama.
I think, for instance, and Tim Russert was pulled out for this thing. When Tim Russert came into the campaign and he went after Hillary in the debate, he had done that also when she ran for the Senate here in New York, and we complained about it then. He kind of almost was up on the stage helping her opponent. Not necessary. He's not a candidate. He's a moderator. There are ways that you ask a question where you can get a response from me or a reaction from me that's, if you're not a supporter of mine. If you are a supporter of mine, you can ask it in a very different way. That's why I'm suggesting that they set up an independent group to take a look at this stuff, to see what was done by the various media people as a general thing on how she was treated. And after that, after they find out what happened, to get some sort of a commitment, to get these stations to send it out to the media, that's where the worst part was. When Obama did things like, you know, diminishing her again when she made a comment.
You're nice enough.
You know, that was it. But he also did this thing.
You're likable enough.
He did this thing. Those are demeaning things, and they're not each individually a big deal. Put them all together, and they spell sexism.
As campaigns wind to an end, as some people's always do, those who don't end at some point wind to an end, those who don't win. During this campaign, in recent days, the Clinton camp has turned to blaming the media.
They haven't.
Well, but maybe there aren't fingerprints.
No,
maybe there aren't fingerprints on it, but they have attacked the media. And here's the thing I want to ask you about.
I have a history of attacking the media on this thing from December until now. I did it after the Super Tuesday. I contacted CNN, told them what I thought of them. Jack Cafferty, Wolf Blitzer, and they were my colleagues when I worked at CNN. So
you think CNN's in the tank for them?
I don't know what you mean by in the tank.
Well, you think they're campaigning through journalism. I don't have an opinion on that. I don't watch them.
I'm not. I wouldn't say that they can't. I'm saying that they're looking at this race and they've got a goal. They had a goal. They were never wanted to be accused of racism, but it's perfectly okay to be accused of sexism. That's a problem.
Here's the thing, and I have to go after this, but in the late going in this campaign, the Clintons the Clinton camp has seemed to complain because we are reporting the facts of the numbers. She has a serious math problem here, and everyone's aware of it.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
I really don't. So, I mean, my sense is, what do I want out of this? I want the next woman candidate to be able to run and not be faced with the same type of approach by the media and by the candidates who are her opponents.